Hello everyone, welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Today I would like to talk about a narcissism. There are four types of narcissism. There's the malignant type, there's a covert type that is more hidden. Then you have the classic type of narcissism. You have many types, but the reason I wanted to speak a bit about narcissistic characters is I'm going to be honest. Ryan Upchurch is a narcissistic. I've been watching him for a while and watching all the symptoms. Example, he believes that he's really important. He's always seeking for attention. He has no remorse, hardly any remorse. He has no empathy for victims or their families. He cares about just showing off, seeking attention, and by seeking attention, obviously he debunks everybody else's ideas. A narcissistic always believes that they are the most important person in the room or about any subject people are talking about. They hardly have empathy, honestly. Some of them do have empathy, but maybe the empathy would be limited. The empathy would be limited to their close by relatives and families. But when they're dealing with the outside world, with the public, they don't show much emotions. And they are so much seeking attention that they believe that everything they say is right, everything that they say is important. They always have to be the center of attention. No matter how they do it or who they walk over on, they will still do it. There is a difference between a narcissistic person and a psychopath, or the right term is antisocial personality disorder. You may see some traits that they have alike, like lack of empathy, lack of emotions, lack of remorse. But a true narcissistic character, a person, is quite easy to notice, but usually people do not notice that they've come across a narcissistic character. We could have friends, we could have family, we could have someone we know at work who is a narcissistic. Narcissism is kind of a mental health disorder. But it's not like the other mental health disorders, like, example, bipolar and schizophrenia and other mood disorders, ADHD. There is more scientific proof in it. There's more symptoms and that meets in the checkbox. So it's much more easier to check that out. But a narcissistic person, a person with narcissism, has different kind of traits, so it's not always noticeable. But you'll notice, although there's four different types of narcissistic characters or types, you will notice one thing they have in common: the attention seeking, lies. They can usually be criminals. You have big time people who usually sit in big spots, who can be rich, who can be lawyers, who could be CEOs running a company, that have narcissistic traits. People in high spot places usually, not always, you see many of them, example, if they're salesmen or CEOs in a big company, you would see symptoms like lies, attention seeking. They have the best ideas, they believe they have the best thoughts. Some narcissistic people have kind of sociopath behaviors because they could be involved with crime, could have a criminal history. Not necessary, but it does happen. You will always see a narcissistic, a symptom you'll get is they love to be the center of attention, no matter what. They're always right, people are always wrong. They have the best ideas, people know lesser than them, according to them. And if you're trying to point them out or debunk them, they can get cold, bitter, or try and distance away from the person or the situation. That is all the traits that I actually notice of Ryan Upchurch. I wonder, is it because he has been a famous country singer and that he was privileged, that he believes that people will be devoted to him? Haven't you noticed when he gets caught up with a lie and you point it out, he starts getting aggressive, he starts calling people names, you see all the abusive characters coming out of him. He is very disrespectful, not only to other YouTube creators, but I've been noticing for a while, he's very, very disrespectful to women and to people who are more vulnerable. You can see that if he doesn't get the attention that he's craving for and that he's seeking, he will come up with ideas that are nonsense, but ideas to change the whole narrative because he believes that the attention is less on him and that people, just say subscribers, go to different channels to learn more about some cases like Kylie Rodney's case. Today we heard him clearly saying that Kylie Rodney didn't even exist. Look at that conspiracy theory. So if Kylie Rodney did not exist, the poor girl who lost her life, unfortunately at such a young age, if she did not exist, that means Ryan is actually calling Kylie's parents liars. He's calling Kylie's grandpa a liar. He's calling law enforcement liars. Because this is the way he gets his attention. He seeks that attention. He's craving for that attention. So he doesn't care what stories he makes up, because usually narcissists have no empathy or have lack of empathy. After he mentioned Kylie, is unfortunate death being a lie that law enforcement made up. He even said that law enforcement in Placer County doesn't exist. This is exactly how he was attacking Ronnie, and he made the white legs and the black legs a serious conversation in the whole of YouTube. Then you have many YouTube creators supporting his ideas, calling him a hero. I was actually watching a chat today without mentioning any names, and a certain creator was supporting him. And when one of the people in the chat said that he is a clown, the YouTube creator got angry. She started cussing the person and saying that, why are you here if you believe he's a clown? That is really unprofessional. For certain YouTube creators, I've seen many that I used to think were smart, but now I understand how ignorancy is like a virus, like the COVID virus. It just spreads around. I don't know about y'all, but as a therapist, we deal with many things like bereavement, people grieving lost loved ones. We deal with narcissists, sociopaths, antisocial personality disorder, and we deal a lot with people who are under drug addiction. That is where I believe Ryan Churchill comes under. He's not only a narcissistic, I don't know how come other people haven't noticed the symptoms of his drug addiction, because it's clear to see. At times his eyes doesn't look right at all. Like, I'll give you an example. The previous clip I just made, I was just watching it and I was thinking, should I delete that? Because I was cooking the whole day for family and friends. And I got up really early so you could see I was really tired. I was in pain. So while I was making that video clip, I was just like exhausted with the heat and being in the kitchen and all. But when somebody is on drugs, it's clear to see all the symptoms, their behavior. This guy lashes out at anyone who debunks his theories. Now he's come to the stage not only to hurt one family, the Kylie Rodney family, God bless her soul, he's here even to pick on a fight on Anne Hirsch. Anne Hirsch is the famous actress who died in a car accident. Her car, she was driving in full speed and she drove into someone's house. An explosion happened. 60 firemen had to come in the scene to put off the fire. Anne Hirsch is a famous actress. God bless her soul. She has two children who are living with us in this world. Beautiful children, two beautiful boys. One is 11 years old and one is 17 or 19 years old, I believe. She has a husband and she has family. This man and his narcissistic behavior has gone so far that he managed to hurt two families within one small clip. He hurted Kylie's family and Kylie and debunked that this ever happened. He made Kylie to seem to be a made-up character, and now he's accusing Anne Hirsch, who died unfortunately. He's accusing her case to be a made-up case. So this clip that I'm making is not actually for Ryan. This clip is for the followers, disciples of Ryan. Is this for entertainment that people are tuning all his nonsense and BS? For those people, you really need to be mindful and remember that Kylie, his family, needs love, support, care, prayers, justice. They don't need people coming up like Ryan Upchurch with such nonsense that will just tear them apart. Recently, I was watching him talking about Gabby Petito's case, and he was just yelling and saying all kind of nonsense. He was doing the same with Zaname. He was doing the same with Ikemel. He goes around spreading false rumors. He puts their names up there and says, he turns them upside down and says, this is what it stands for human trafficking, or for, he said Kylie Rodney's name stands for kill, Ronnie or Ronnie kill or some crap. This man needs definitely mental health counseling. And he can afford it. Not everyone can afford it. I hope that he has a proper solicitor or a proper mental health counselor who would tell him to take it easy. Because what he's right now doing is emotion damage to the victims and their families. Many people on YouTube like to be entertained, but then we should understand that true crime is not entertainment. If you're searching for a country artist, a country rap artist, I don't even know what that means, go and tune into his channel. But once he starts talking badly about victims and their families, you should think twice. That is exactly how bullies come and bullies stay, when we let them and support them and subscribe to them and give them super chats for their nonsense behavior. When people are tuning into Kylie Rodney's case and Summer Munu Tubel's and all the other missing cases, we keep on forgetting the point we started coming into the case. Most of us are here for valid reasons, for good reasons, and we're here to get to the truth, to get to the bottom of it. But some people have just, hundreds and hundreds of people have just proved what kind of characters and morals they have, especially YouTube creators who are supporting this narcissistic man. To start with, as professionals, as adults, we shouldn't be entertaining such behavior. When somebody swears on public TV and says what the hell they want to, it just shows the character and the background of how they grew up. Because all of us have learned from young to have boundaries, to be vulnerable, to have emotions, to have empathy, to have remorse. But a narcissistic will just hide behind his keypad, harass people. He or she, the person who's a narcissistic, will always believe that they're right, everybody else is wrong. They would do anything to seek attention, and they don't care who they walk over when they are seeking that attention. And I think that is really sad. Poor Anne Hirsch's family and poor Kylie Rodney's family. They don't deserve all this madness coming from YouTube, from Facebook, TikTok, or wheresoever. Later on, we wonder, as a YouTube community, why ain't there more witnesses coming up in Kylie's case? Obviously, which witness is so dumb to come up and speak when Ryan Upchurch is trashing them? Nobody wants to be put in that spot. So even if people have information about any of these missing victims, I'm not surprised that they wouldn't come from. Now he's gone to the stage to even talk nonsense about the law enforcement and say that they don't exist themselves. It is important to remember what we are putting out there. Because if you are putting out toxic things there, it will affect these victims' families. And that is not what we want. I see most of the people in the YouTube community who are really out to spread the awareness, that are heartbroken over what has happened to Kylie and to Anne Hirsch and to other victims. This man is a narcissistic to the extreme. He cusses women, he abuses women, he cusses other YouTube creators. Every day he's picking on something. And notice every time when he talks, he always starts with, y'all are dumb, y'all are blind, y'all can't see, y'all don't have brain cells. And then it's always me, I. It's always about what he does. And maybe it could be he's used to all that attention as a cowboy artist, as a country music artist. Maybe he's used to that nonsense. And he's used to dumb fans just running around with what he says as though he's some kind of god. Guys, let's not forget the purpose we are here for. We are here to help the missing victims. We are here to help their families. We are here to pray for their families. We can speculate, but we have to speculate in a mindfulness way, without cussing, trashing, harassing, doxing, or trolling people. Mindfulness is a very important thing. It's an important tool. Having remorse, having empathy is something that God created us with. But we can choose to be a narcissistic like Ryan Upchurch and try and solve a case that law and enforcement are solving. He is so ignorant. Does he think all these people in law enforcement who are doing press conference were all rented? Is that how ignorant he is? And then he's telling us to have brain cells? His brain cells are long gone. He belongs in a psychiatrist's office. It's all the drugs that he's doing is not good for him. I can see the symptoms of all the drugs he's doing. He gets edgy, he gets angry, he cusses, he disrespects people, he doesn't show any empathy, he doesn't show any remorse, he never apologizes, he just tries to do more wrong, trying to prove that he's right. And that is a narcissistic. So guys, we're either here for the victims and their family, or we're here for drama nonsense from characters like Ryan Upchurch. We need to choose. There's no gray line in between. You're either this side or that side. And I believe we most are in one side to help to spread the awareness for these missing people. I hope you all can think about it a bit. I'm sure I'll get many nasty comments, and I'm ready to get that. So Ryan Upchurch, he needs to get off the drugs, go to rehab, and he definitely needs to stop being the center of attention. This ain't about him. We all have been on YouTube for a very long time, for a couple of years, and we're here to help the victims and their families. We shouldn't allow anyone to disrespect Kylie Rodney, God bless her soul, and her family. We should be supporting them, sending them prayers, sending them condolence, and just be patient to the results of the proper law enforcement come out, not from a country rap artist. Country and rap don't even mix, so I don't know what he's actually doing. But I think he's better off in the music business. Anyway, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate all my subscribers, anyone who takes time to see these clips. Have a lovely evening. Bye.